Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have with us Jonah Rice, who's a real estate broker with the Trinity Team Real Estate. Jonah, welcome to the program.
Hey, morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're welcome. I'm excited to talk with you and learn about your experiences and what you do to serve your clients, but give us a little bit of your background and what got you into the real estate business. I know that with realtors and people that get into real estate, a lot of times there's some neat background stories there. So what is your story?
Yeah, most definitely. And you're definitely not wrong. Everybody has a unique background, it seems like, in this field. So mine is definitely no different. So give you a quick rundown. Let's see, I was born and raised right outside Chicago, a town called Oak Park. Went out to college at the University of Oregon, Sco Ducks. And while I was there, I played club hockey. Got a degree in product design and business administration. But once graduation came, I'm going to be honest, I was pretty done with it, needed a little break, and had some friends living out in Vail, Colorado. So decided to pack my car up and move out there. I actually always knew I wanted to try it for a season somewhere. Still actually have family right outside Aspen, in Basalt. So was fortunate enough growing up, being able to, learn at a young age, spring break, winter break. I had a couple cousins right around my age. So we all learned together. They of course got better a lot quicker since they lived out there, but I at least got the fundamentals down. So seemed like a perfect opportunity. That one season actually turned into almost a decade, which honestly seems kind of commonplace. About 6.5 years of that was spent in Vail, primarily working in higher end hospitality. I had a design job toward the end as well. We were a small vinyl shop and did car wraps, window graphics, wall graphics. But I primarily worked more on the digital side, working with a lot of local businesses, focusing on advertising, marketing, branding. So in both those industries, a lot of carryover to what I do today. So that kind of ran its course, and I was actually considering getting my real estate license then. I went a completely different route, though. Ended up getting certified to be a wildland firefighter, and actually found myself moving to Steamboat for a couple more years in the mountains. Did a couple seasons as a wildland firefighter with the Storm Peak wildland fire module based out of Steamboat. And that was a wild experience, most definitely. Very, very unique, but like the rest, it kind of ran its course, and decided to get my real estate license and roll down the hill, and here we are helping to find folks at the Front Range.
You know, you say down the hill because so many times my family has a cabin up in Fairplay, and we're in Arvada, and we'll go, hey, we're heading up the hill, so you're say rolled down the hill. But at what point fighting fires did you go real estate? Because a lot of times, you hear people going, I was doing fix and flip, so I thought, let me just get my real estate license, or, I was doing, but, that's a very unique background. So did you have just a friend that was in the industry?
Yeah, I actually have quite a few ties to the industry. And, it had been on my mind even before starting firefighting. I'm actually happy that I waited and had that experience. But, growing up, my dad was in construction management my whole life. So I grew up on a construction site for a while. So I got to see these huge, condo, townhome developments go up pretty much from the ground up. So I was always interested in that. Have a few family friends who have had very successful careers in real estate, and then presently have some very close friends who are in the industry as well. And I just saw how it impacted their life. So it seemed like the right choice for me.
Yeah, Nate. Okay, so then now you get into real estate, and obviously real estate, the phrase real estate is pretty broad. So you can work with investors or first-time home buyers or move up or move down or, only sellers, only buyers. What is your area of expertise? Do you focus on a specific area of real estate?
Yeah, most definitely. Pretty much everything under the umbrella of residential real estate. So whether it's buying, selling, investing, even just advising, that's my bread and butter. But I'm in a unique situation being on the Trinity team because we also focus in property management. We manage we're over 160 properties now. HOA management, we do commercial real estate, investing, you name it, we've got somebody for you. So a true wealth of knowledge, if you will.
And to me, I love how that setup is, because in business in general, you never want to be that generalist. You want to be, if you have a problem with your foot, you want to go to the podiatrist, who's the specialist. And how do you get there? Well, you go to your, primary care physician, who's the generalist, and they can help you with most everything else. But then when it comes time for that specialist, you bring them in. Well, you work with residential home buyers, home sellers, but when the need comes up through either them or your clients or, your networking, you don't need to be the one that tries to learn everything about everything. You bring in one of your colleagues down the hall, so to speak. And so I think that brings a lot of power to what you can deliver to your clients, right? I mean, so can you think of some of times where you've actually brought in someone, help them out, serve them, and then they go, ooh, I need to have help in, and then you're like, awesome, let's bring in my colleague, and now we, introduce them, and then they kind of take it from there, and then it's a nice seamless handoff without you feeling like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't need to know. And you know what? Your clients should not want you to try, because it's like, Yoda, don't try, do. Well, bring in the specialist. And so I love that team aspect. But can you think of like a example or a time where you've brought that to life?
Yeah, well, Mike, I don't know about a specific time. It happens a lot, if I'm being completely honest. And, having that is great because, if I don't know something, I'm going to be the first to tell you. But I definitely have an answer for you from somebody close. And this business, it's not about immediate gratification or immediate results necessarily. It's a relationship business. So, whatever I can do to help you, I'm going to do it. That's why I got into this business. It's whatever's right for you is right for me. And if I can help facilitate that, I go to sleep happy.
Yeah, that is so awesome. So let's talk about kind of the industry and what is not a typical day, but what's a typical type of transaction that you're helping your clients with. If someone is listening to this going, why should I call Jonah, or what is the experience going to be like? Talk a little bit about, some of the advantages of working with you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Mike, there's quite a few advantages, off the bat, honesty, market knowledge, open communication, negotiations, you name it. But although all huge, those are all qualities I think that any good agent should have. But, I'd say there's probably two unique advantages that really stand out when it comes to working with me. And the first would be, going back to the team setting and the resources and support, that they're able to provide along every step of the way. So, you're not just working with me, you're working with an entire team of professionals who have been doing this for a long time. So it's truly a complete package deal. And, with the amount of combined experience, I truly can't remember a time where I couldn't find an answer to something I was unsure about. So, that speaks volumes. And when it comes to me personally, I'd say the biggest advantage would just be the uniqueness and the personalized experience that I'm able to offer to each one of my clients. Everybody has a why, if you will, WHY. And we're human, so everyone's why it's going to be different. So you can't have the same approach for everyone. It's just not going to work. So, of course, keeping you informed on what the market's doing and keeping you ahead of the curve, but, that only goes so far. There's always a right time to do something, but if that time's not right for you, then it's not going to be right. Yeah. It's truly a personalized experience. And, I'm going to be the first to tell you if I don't think if something's right for you at this time, but you know what, that doesn't mean it's never going to be right. So, wouldn't you like to know when it is?
Yeah. I love how you phrased that response. And there's two things that stand out that is different than most of the times when I hear this, which is, hey, so what are some of your strengths? And, oh, well, we have, our company provides, and we've got longevity and knowledge. And that's all the stuff that your competitors would say. And you're like, well, of course, you should be knowledgeable and have expertise, but let me tell you where I stand out. And not you to shine a light on you, it's you as part of this team. And it really just is a shining light to what people should be experiencing. But many times when they work with real estate professionals, they just aren't able to provide that because many times they're like on an island of their own. I work for XYZ or I work out of my house. Well, here is, Jonah working with a team of professionals. So I think that's spectacular. The other thing you mentioned the word human, and it made me think of, like in business, B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to consumer. Well, I've heard it said now recently, H to H. Human to human, because in reality, we're just people that need to be treated right and honesty and being real. And when you ask me a question about the real estate industry, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to give it to you in your best interest. And when there comes a time where I need to bring in someone from my team, good, let's do that. And let's have a three-way, four-way meeting with people so that we know your needs are met. And I think that instills a lot of confidence in the people that you work with.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. And I completely agree. And, one of the things that really drew me towards the Trinity team is just their model and their values. I mean, this is about long-term relationships, and I really align with that, and really what motivates me most is those times when you can, not see or hear, but truly feel that you've helped somebody. And that happens quite a bit if you're doing it right. And, for me, it's what it's always been about at the end of the day. And I'd say hands down the most rewarding part of the job. Yeah.
Hey, well, let's kind of wrap up the thought process here with what are you seeing now currently in the Colorado real estate market? What is happening? Is it a buyer's market, a seller's market? What are some of the things that you're seeing out there in the industry?
Yeah, most definitely. It is for sure not a buyer's market. We are still heavily weighted in a seller's market. The market is beginning to shift. Sure, we're pretty slow to catch on around here in Denver, at least. Definitely seeing some more active inventory. Buyers are being spread out a little more. We got rising rates still. Probably going to continue to go up. I can't predict the future, but we can look at trends. And but at the same time, homes are still selling quickly and selling at premium. So it's a pretty unique market. You got a lot of tired buyers out there, just ready to be done. It's going to take a lot to really cool off around here, at least. So, my job's to make it work for you. And there's ways to do it, even in a fast-paced, unique market like we're seeing right now.
It's interesting when you were explaining that, it made me think of someone that's looking to sell their home. They're in the catbird seat because it's the seller's market, but at the same time, they're a buyer. if they're going to move somewhere else. I mean, typically when you're selling your house, you got to live somewhere. So they're actually having to put on their seller hat, buyer hat at the same time to go, ooh, we're moving up, or we're moving down, or why are we moving? So the point is, you have to be realizing that, it might be simple to put your house on the market and get premium top dollar, but at the same time, where are you going to go and what's the best choices there? And there's different nuances in each one of those transactions, but it's the same client. So I think that's a really interesting point for people to realize.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, for sure. And what a lot of people don't realize with that is, once you sell, you're flush with cash. So although rates are going up, I mean, if you're able to put, 20, 30% down, you're going to affect that rate you're getting because you're financing less.
Yeah.
And, working with somebody like myself, or any good agent should be doing this for their clients, but I'm researching off-market properties as well. So I'm calling around for you, and through doing that, I've already started to build kind of a database of not necessarily people who are ready to list their home, but who said, yeah, we're interested if you have a qualified buyer. So having that off-market just kind of back pocket database is huge in a market like this, especially.
Yeah, for sure. Because then you don't have the flurry of bidding, because you kind of got the little secret back door. It's kind of like you get the text message that go, "Oh, your favorite band's going to be in town," but no one else knows about it except this small group of people. Well, you get some premium seating, and same in this case. You're not having to fight and feel pressured. You're coming in and seeing something on the calm side, and that again, I don't hear that much. I don't hear where people are cultivating kind of an off-market book where everyone can win, and without the frenzy and flurry of let's sprint over to this one and we have to make a decision right this second because what if someone else comes in? So that's a great service that you provide your clients. So let's wrap up with this, Jonah. What's the best way someone can reach out and connect with you and learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best way would be to just pick up your phone and give me a call or shoot me a text, 708-601-1989. You can also email me. It's just my first name, Jonah, at trinityteamre.com. And let's see, team website, trinityteamrealestateco.com. And I believe you'll be able to find all this in the show notes as well. But yeah, even if you just have a question about what the market's doing, or want to come up with a plan, I would be happy to talk to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, Jonah. It was a real pleasure talking with you.
Right back at you, Mike. Really appreciate it.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneursradio.com.